Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to all my cloud scholars out there. This is the Master in Okta course. I want to thank you for continuing watching. In this video, I am going to talk about some of the prerequisites for Active Directory integration for Okta. We'll go through installing the agent and then showing you exactly how to see which OUs you're going to sync up. So let's first talk about the hardware, right? So a minimum of one Windows server is required to install the Okta agent. These servers are called host servers. They must always be on and have a continuous connection to the internet so that they can communicate with Okta. A host server can be a physical or virtual server, so don't think you have to have a physical server in order to do this. You can spin up something in Azure or GCP or any other clouds or even VMware and then have your Active Directory set up there. Servers need to have at least 2 CPUs and a minimum of 8 gigs of RAM. A tech tip really quickly is for business continuity reasons, I would suggest 2 servers for the Okta agent. So let's get a little bit into operating system. So we need to download and install the latest version of the Okta agent on your host servers. If you're running multiple Okta agents, best practice for all agents to be on the same version. Otherwise, they will operate at the level of the oldest agent. So we are going to download a new version. I will look and see what version that is. If you have an environment and you're following along with this and you're like, okay, I need to understand how to set this up, you want to make sure that you have the agent installed on multiple servers. You don't have to put on a domain controller. We are going to put on a domain controller for this lab, but I would suggest that you put it on a domain server that has a relationship to the domain, so that this way that agent can run. And you want to make sure that all agents are, I'm just throwing a number out there, let's say if version is 5.1, you don't want one that's 4.3. That's essentially what this is saying. You want to make sure they are all on the latest one because they won't be able to operate at maximum capacity. The server should be a Windows Server 2008 R2 or later. The servers must be using IE 10 and .NET 4.6.2 or later. If you have more than 30,000 users, deploy a minimum of 380 agents. So they're giving you some numbers there, right? So essentially, if you have more than 30,000 users, they're saying deploy a minimum of 380 agents. You know, if I have 40,000 users, I would probably install 480 agents, right? It doesn't really say there about, agent per 10,000 users, but what I'm saying is just really have that thought process to say, okay, let me make sure my environment has some type of redundancy in case one of my servers fail. Okay, let's get into things you need to determine, right? So one, you need to just understand the username format to use when importing 80 users into Okta: email, SAM account, UPN, or custom. Which OUs to import users and groups from, which 80 attributes to import to the Okta user profile. And then also what you want to do is before you do any import into Okta, you may want to clean up your 80 environment, right? Looking into any stale accounts that may be lingering. You want to come in clean versus coming in, bringing in dirt, and then have to clean it up there. You're just going to give yourself more work. Okay, so I have my Active Directory. I set it up for this lab, for this video, for the series, I should say. I'm not going to walk you through how to set up your Windows server. I'm kind of, assuming you know how to do that and you know how to install AD and set up that role within your Active Directory. If you don't know how to do that, I think I have a video on that. I'll put it in a link if anything, or you could just go online. You could find somebody who could show you how to set up Active Directory. It's really simple. It doesn't take you too long, but once you're done, come back to the video. So what we're going to first start off by doing is we're going to come over here, and I'm logged in on my Active Directory, right? I'm on my domain controller. Now, I wouldn't suggest you do it on a domain controller. One of the things is a hosted server that you would want to use, a member hosted server, but this is a lab. So we're going to do it on a domain controller. We're going to go directory, and we're going to go directory integrations. Directory integrations. There we are. So now we have these options up here. If you click down, you can see all these different options: LDAP interface, LDAP directory, Active Directory. Down here, you could do the same thing, right? So you don't have to come up here and do it. So let's just click Add Active Directory. And here, if we go through this, it says install Windows Server 2012 or later. That's what I put in the PowerPoint. Must be a member of your Active Directory domain. The agent's host server must be a member of the same Windows domain as your Active Directory users. Consider the agent a part of your IT infrastructure. Run the setup wizard from the host server. That's exactly where we're at. So let's click on Setup Active Directory. Okay, so now we have clicked on Setup Active Directory. What we're going to do is we're going to click on Download Agent. Okay, so it's install the Active Directory, the Okta Active Directory agent on your hosted machine, and you're going to have to put in this information here. So I'm going to go and open this file. So once it pops up, you're just going to click on Next. And we're with the default folder installation is fine. Okay, so in this box, you see it already populated and knew what our AD domain name was. So we're just going to click on Next. So it says create or use the Okta service account, which is recommended. So we're going to go ahead and use that one. And then this is the installer will create a new domain user for the Okta agent to run as. The user will be used by all agents managing them. So this is a password you really should write down and remember. So I'm going to go ahead and put my password in for this Okta account. All right, now right here is asking us if the Okta agent will be configured to use this proxy server. So if you have a proxy server where your devices have to communicate to that server, you need to put that information in. I don't have to worry about that, so I'm just gonna click on Next. And then right here it says enter the organization's URL. All right, so the next thing we need to do is register our Okta agent, right? Enter the organization URL. So I have to put mine in this way. I had to pause the video really quickly because I couldn't copy this over. I was trying to get that going. So I just have to type it in. So 05389 2807.okta.com. That's fine. Click Next. So then it's going to ask you to sign in. So go ahead and sign into your Okta portal. Once you sign into your Okta portal, it's going to ask you to verify on the app. So it says Okta agent is requesting permission to register a new Okta agent, manage the properties, yada, yada, yada. You just want to click on allow access. Okta agent has been successfully installed in your computer. Click finish. And then here you'll see connect an organization unit to Okta. Here it says Cloud Scholars. You can show more. Let's see what happens. We show a little bit more. And then select the organizations that you would like to sync groups from. And you could choose which ones you want to sync groups from. And we can modify this if you want to. So we could take this off and we could say, all right, we only want scholars groups. And then this one right here is we can do the same thing and we want scholars users. So that's what we really want to do, right? We want to just leave it as those areas that we want to sync. So we're only going to sync up one folder for groups and one folder for users. And we're just going to click on Next. Okta username format. You can have email address, SAM account as well. So you can do user principal name, UPN. So we'll leave it as user principal name. And then we'll click on Next. So now it has to select the attributes to build your Okta profile. We can leave it the way it is right now, or we could just do some more modifications later on, but this is what's checked off. So we'll leave it the way it is, what they have checked off, and we'll just click on Next. And this is your Active Directory domain is not integrated to Okta. We click on Done. And that's it. We have our Active Directory set up for our Okta profile. So thank you for watching this video. I hope the information was beneficial. We're going to continue with more Active Directory stuff and looking to see how our users interact with Okta, what profiles and what things we can change within Okta or we can't change within Okta. So I want to thank you again for watching this video. If you haven't done so already, please smash that like and subscribe button. Here at Cloud Scholars, my goal is to get you from scholar to consultant and, of course, consultant to expert. Thank you. See you next time.